Okay guys, it's time for my 2024 Spider-Man Freshman Year update. Here is everything we currently know about Spider-Man Freshman Year, aka your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. But before we get into that, if you are new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 30,000 subscribers, and make sure to join the best Spider-Man community in the entire world. I know we can get to that goal. With that out of the way, let's get straight into this. Since my last video that came out last year, we've had some major updates for the show that may seem pretty minor at first glance, but nonetheless tell us a lot about what we need to know about this show. In my last video, I broke down all the characters, including Peter's friends and villains, thoroughly, so I'm going to try to avoid to do that in this video as to not repeat myself. If you want the full breakdown of all the characters and potential plot lines that will come from them, then make sure to go and check out that video after this one. However, just so I cover all bases, I will leave a list on screen right now of all the confirmed characters and villains that we know of in Spider-Man Freshman Year so far, and potential ones that could come. All of these characters are confirmed either by proxy of screenshots of the Comic-Con preview or slideshow panels featuring character designs and rosters. Like I said, my last video breaks this down more, so make sure to go check that out after this video so you can see the full breakdown. Either way, from this point on, we're going to be focusing primarily on the 2024 updates and things that have come in the last year or so. So let's go. So the first notable thing that is changed is the title for the show. It was changed from Spider-Man Freshman Year to Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Now, no one really knows why, but my theory is that it probably got titled Freshman Year with the intention of high school having a major part to play in the story. But as the development of the show continued, the major themes and arcs throughout the show probably don't really involve high school all too much, so they decided to change it. High school rather probably plays more as a backdrop rather than the main theme of the show. It's a very minor change, but either way could have big implications for the story and what we can expect from the show in the first place. The next big thing that was quite interesting that gave us a lot of information for the plot of the show is from Brad Winderbaum himself, who is a producer of the show and head of Marvel Animation. During an interview he did for Echo, he had this to say about Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. It's Peter Parker back in high school just trying to make it work, take care of his aunt, completely broke, and having to be a superhero. It's so essentially Spider-Man. Even though it's touted that this show will have major influence from Untold Tales of Spider-Man, it very much seems like this show is going to take major influence from the early Lee Ditko comics. People will also be happy that Peter will be completely broke in this series as well, because that means that the parallels between Norman Osborn and Tony Stark won't be as strong as we first initially thought. Never thought someone being broke would be a good thing, but I guess here we are. As we know, Norman will help Peter and will become sort of his mentor in this series, but it won't be to the point where he's basically handing him everything he needs on a silver platter, which is really good to hear, because that is something that the MCU films did with Tony Stark and with all the suits that he got, and that really annoyed people, and that aspect of the character is something that people didn't like. But it looks like Spider-Man Freshman Year won't be leaning into that as much as the MCU did. Something that the MCU films also didn't explore that well, in my opinion, was the aspect of Peter taking care of Aunt May. Aunt May and Peter Parker have a dynamic relationship in the comics, and some of the best stories in the comics revolve around Peter having to take care of her whilst also being Spider-Man. If It Be My Destiny is a really great example of this, and it also seems like this could be a really big aspect of the show. And with Dr. Otto Octavius being one of the main villains in this series, who knows, If It Be My Destiny may even be a major influence, or could even be a standalone episode in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which would be really awesome to see. The next lot of information that we got is very recent and comes in from Screen Rant, who published an article revealing some insider information about the show. First off, we've got some new information regarding some of the cast of the show. It's been rumored whether Tom Holland will be coming back to reprise his role as Peter Parker, as Charlie Cox and now Vincent D'Onofrio have both been confirmed to be coming back to play Daredevil and the Kingpin. Okay, hold it right there. So it actually turns out that literally as I was editing this, it came out that apparently this hasn't been 100% nailed on and has actually been removed from the Screen Rant article, meaning that they basically got this piece of information wrong. Vincent D'Onofrio himself has actually come out and has actually said he doesn't even know if he's going to be playing the Kingpin in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, So I think that puts this rumour to bed for the moment, and Kingpin isn't confirmed to be appearing within the show. But as you'll later find out in the video, Screen Rant has also gotten a few other things right, so there is a chance that potentially this may end up coming true. It just isn't 100% concrete as of yet. But either way, back to the casting. However, unfortunately, it seems unlikely that Tom Holland will be returning to play Spider-Man, because it's pretty much nailed on that Hudson Thames will be playing Peter Parker, reprising his role as Spider-Man from the What If series. Hudson Thames coming back to play Peter Parker once again in animation also backs up the theory that this is going to be a What If style universe similar to the What If series. We also know that in terms of the cast of Peter's friends, Eugene Bird will be voicing Lonnie Lincoln, Grace Song will be voicing Nico Minoru, and Zeno Robinson will be voicing Harry Osborn. As for the villains, we know that Hugh Dancy will be voicing Otto Octavius, and that's pretty much it. Apart from that, the only other cast that we are privy to is Carrie Walgren, who will be voicing Aunt May. We also know that Zach Robinson and Leo Byronberg will be composing the score for the show as well. If you guys don't know, those were the duo that composed Cobra Kai, and that is a pretty good reputation for having a good soundtrack, so it looks like we're going to be in for something really awesome. And by far, the biggest piece of news that we have gotten is that apparently the release date for the first episode of the series will be November 4th on Disney Plus later this year. However, we all need to take this with a grain of salt, because Jeff Trammell, the showrunner, came out and basically said, don't believe everything you see regarding Spider-Man freshman year. If there is big information to be told, we will hear it from him himself. So it may not end up that November 4th will be the official date for the first episode. However, I think it's interesting nonetheless that, well, it looks like it's going to be releasing in fall. That's pretty much everything you need to know about your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man in 2024, with all the new updates and everything going on behind the scenes with the show. Here you can watch my video last year, which gives you the full breakdown of all the characters that were confirmed in that Comic-Con showcase. Make sure to subscribe for more videos, join the best Spider-Man community in the entire world, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Shout out to the members, take care, and peace.